So now I'm going to show you how to set up the front page of your MLA formatted paper. Now you're going to use this for all of your typed assignments, for your Animal Farm essays, or for 11th grade for your Crucible essays, and you're also going to use it for your research paper. So you can watch this video a number of times. So I'm going to first start by opening up Microsoft Word. However, if you'd prefer to use Google Documents, you can do that as well. You can do the same formatting options on Google Docs as well. I'm going to open a blank document. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do before I type anything is just set up the paper correctly. So I'm going to go to the font style and choose Times New Roman. Now, mine is a recently used font, so I'm just going to select it from here, but you can find it by scrolling down to T or by just typing in Times, and then it says New Roman, and I'm going to hit enter. The next thing I'm going to do is set the font size to 12. And now I'm going to make sure that when I'm typing this page, I'm double spacing my paragraphs and my lines. So I'm going to click on 2.0 in this line spacing icon, 2.0. And now it doesn't look like I've done anything, but as I continue to write my paper, the paper should be double spaced. So before I can get into the body of my paper, I need to put my heading. So you're going to start with your name, your first and your last name, capitalizing appropriately. Then you're going to hit enter, and you're going to type your teacher's name. I would prefer Mrs. Bonaspina. Make sure that you capitalize the M, that there's a period here. Hit enter. And you're going to type in next the course number. So for those of you in my English class, my sophomores, you're going to use English 10. My juniors, you're going to use English 11. Make sure that you are capitalizing the E because it is a language. And I'm going to hit enter. And the last thing that I need to do is put in the date. So now this is my heading. What I also need for this paper is a title. So at the top of the page here where I can choose where I want my cursor to be, this is the center key. So if you hit center, it'll automatically center your cursor in the middle of the page. And here's where I'm going to put my title. Now you'll notice that I'm not bolding and I'm not underlining my title because that's not MLA format. All that you need to do with your title is center it and capitalize the individual words. The only words that you don't capitalize are small ones like to and the. The rest of your title, the nouns, verbs, and adjectives are all going to be capitalized. So for my 10th graders, if you're writing your Animal Farm paper, maybe you title it Napoleon the Manipulator. Something creative. For my 11th graders, if you're writing your Crucible paper, maybe you title it Abigail Williams is guilty. I don't know, something like that. And when you hit enter again to start writing your introductory paragraphs, you have to make sure that your cursor is no longer centered. So you go back up here, left justify. And just like you do with all of your paragraphs, you're going to hit the tab key so that the first paragraph starts indented. I'm just going to leave this as a placeholder. For my 11th graders, when you start writing your papers, please remember that the title is always italicized. Same thing for my 10th graders. I'm just going to leave this as a placeholder as if this is the first paragraph of my paper. Now there's only one more step we need to do, and that is to make sure that we have automatically occurring page numbers. So in the top section of this paper, if you double click, you're automatically brought into the header. And up here you see design, and there's all of these different tools, you're going to click on the left-hand side, add page numbers. So don't just click the button because we want the page number in a specific location. So we're going to go top of page, and we want it on the right-hand side. This is all part of MLA format. Now, if something happens to this number, like you accidentally erase it, don't just type in the number 1, because that means anything that you type in here physically will occur on every page. So if you type in 1 here, 1 is going to be on every page of your paper, and you don't want that. So if anything happens to this number, just go back in and re-add the page number. Now before this number, I'm also going to put a little bit of information. I'm going to put my last name and a space. And that's because if any of the pages of my paper come loose, my teacher will know that it's mine because it has my last name on it. This is part of MLA format as well. Now the last thing we have to do here is also make sure that it is Times New Roman, font size 12. And there's 2 ways that you can get out of this section of the header. You can click close header and footer, or you can just click outside of it. So this is what the beginning of my paper should look like in MLA format, whether it's for a class paper or for your research paper that you're doing at the end of the school year. All that you need to do now is make sure that you are saving. Save it in your documents. Don't just save it somewhere random or on your desktop. And I'm going to label this MLA formatted paper. You can save it as your Animal Farm paper or your Crucible paper or your research paper. And that's it.